Hey everybody, it's Dan, your friendly fishmonger from dansfish.com, and today I'm going to take you with me throughout the day on this fish room build. So what we're doing today is, first off, we've got all these aquariums that we have to kind of move around to make some room. Have to bring in some racks, shim these so they're level, and then up top I'm going to put the water manifolds and the air manifolds. So these bad boys right here are going to get installed so that the air and the water can get distributed to the tanks. So I'm gonna get to it and I'll take you around with me, check in with you from time to time. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so I've shimmed this rack here and it's pretty darn level, I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's perfect. That is right on the bubble. So the next thing is I'm going to fix at the end of this drain here. Those 3 holes are for the tanks that go here, here, and here on this rack. Kind of this end piece here. But I've got to cap that at the end there. So real quickly, I'll do that. And for those that have never done this, it's super easy. You just take your PVC glue, run it in your fitting, run it around your pipe. This is a non-pressure drain, so that's kind of all we need to do. Put it on, twist it, and just hold it there for a second. If you don't hold it, sometimes it'll push off. And what's happening is that that glue is actually welding these 2 pieces together, and it's becoming one piece. So know that once you put a fitting on, you're never going to get it off, because the glue doesn't just stick it together, it actually fuses it together on a more or less molecular level, from what I understand. I'm not a plumbing expert, but that's what I read somewhere, or an old plumber told me one time, something like that. Anyway, now that that's done, I'm going to get up here and start installing the manifolds on this rack. All right, I've got one rack pretty much set. So as you can see up here, here are the water and air lines. They're not tied into anything, and they're just put in loosely right now so that I can make adjustments as I get the rest of the system put together. I don't want to put everything in super tight until I get all the systems, all the manifolds installed across the top of each row, and then I know how they're going to tie in together and everything. I'll need to wiggle them a little bit and figure some things out, but they're coming along. Something else I'm doing as I'm setting the tanks up is I'm drilling a couple holes in here. This is for air and water lines to feed into the tank. Same on the other side of the tank. And that way I can cut the lid right here and take the lid on and off without having to run these through the lid. Because that's what I found is in the basement facility, it's kind of a pain anytime I want to take a lid off to scrub the algae off the inside of it or anything like that. I have to remove the air lines and the water lines and everything, so I'm trying to find a way to do it where they don't run through the lid. Now, I don't know if I'd recommend doing this in a normal situation. If you have an aquarium in your living room or something like that, because when you drill those holes, it does weaken the bezel a little bit. The plastic framing, I guess you could say, that goes around the tank, which does add some structural support. So, you know, in this facility, I'm not so worried. I've done this before and I haven't had any leaks. And if I do have a leak, I mean, it's a fish facility. It's got a floor drain and cement floors, and it'll be fine. But if it's your living room or you're in an upper story apartment or anything like that, you might not want to risk it. So just be aware of that. So, I mean, I think it'll be fine, but But I hate to be the guy that's like, hey, this is what I do, and then you do it and have a problem that's super expensive because it's in a nice living room or something. So I'm going to put the last tank in. By the way, this is an excellent weight loss program. Schlepping these 40-gallon breeders around, you'll lose weight pretty quick. All right, so now that's set. I can't put this tank up here just because I have to remove this hardware for the garage door before I can fit a tank up there. I'm not quite ready to do that yet. Now I've got that rack and these tanks to clear out. So then I can bring in the middle rows that run along that pipe and that pipe and get them all set. Back to it. All right, well that almost worked out, but there was a problem because of this. So this hardware right here, it's holding up that track for the garage door that I can't take down quite yet, is in the way where I want to put the air manifold and the water manifold. So I've got the tanks up there just to kind of get them off the floor as much as possible so I can work on the next project. So here's the next row that I'm going to do. The racks are outside. I've got this pipe here to measure off where the drain pipe's going to run. And then here's a little trick for finding where on the ceiling I should attach things. Just hang your tape measure, let it get kind of floating in the middle of the pipe there, and that's the spot. So made a mark there and a mark there to show me that's the spot that's the middle of the drain. So that is where I'm going to put the manifolds. So I'm going to do that one and do another one down further so I know where to attach things, and then I'll do the next one the same way. Alright, so we have these manifolds hung. Now we're going to do the same thing right there. Bink. Alright, so we've done what we can do pretty much for today. I'm tired. I need to go in and answer some emails, feed the fish, take care of the fish, do all that kind of stuff. But let me show you where we're at. Got a lot done today. So, got the manifolds in on that one, on this one, and on that one over there. It's the first one we did. And then I brought the racks in. It started snowing and I didn't want the plywood to get saturated with moisture. So I brought them in, plus it was time. The only thing keeping me from bringing them in before was these manifolds. So this is what the fish room is going to look like. These are all the rows of tanks that we'll have. And I need to shim these still. I haven't shimmed the rows that I just brought in, but the two on the side, that row over yonder and that one, are all shimmed in level on the bubble where we want them. So that's good. So tomorrow I will shim these, and then I'll do what I can to finish these. I'll plumb them together as much as I can without having that last row inserted. I just can't do that till I remove some garage door hardware that I can't remove till the final aquariums arrive. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. This is what happens when your wholesaler, when you order all the aquariums they have and they're back ordered and have to wait for the manufacturer. So I'm thinking the aquariums could arrive tomorrow or next week. They told me they thought they would be back in stock on the 7th, which was Tuesday. So hopefully, but that's all I'm waiting for. I need those to arrive so that I can drill them. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'll just paint them in here in their spots. I'll just put them in here upside down and backwards and knocked over the level. and then I can paint the back and the top, do a couple coats, then turn them and do each side. So it's not ideal, but the weather outside's pretty bad. I can't take them outside and paint them. And so that's kind of the option I have with it all set up. So tomorrow I'll level these stands so that if the aquariums do arrive tomorrow, the stands are all level and ready for them. So anyway, it's been a day. I feel good though. Got a lot done. It's coming along. Man, I just need those tanks. Almost all the other systems are getting in place. Air and water and all that. Insulation, heat, cooling, gas, all that stuff. Just waiting for some aquariums. Can't do a whole lot more before them. And the lids are on their way as well. The lids were sent out today, so they'll arrive, I think, next week. Well, I'll show you them when they arrive. Anyway, gotta go do the emails, take care of the fish. If you like this stuff, if you consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, all that jazz, it would be greatly appreciated. We have some fish for sale at dansfish.com. Feel free to swing by and take a look-see, or getgills.com if you don't see what you like in my store, Dan's Fish. There's a bunch of stores selling fish on getgills.com, so check them out. Anyway, until next time, I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.